Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another amazing match at the Rose Cup. What? We have done a soft rebranding of the Rose League. We'll be switching our name over to the Rose Cup in favor of the licensure that we will be going through with Blizzard. So it's going to be a soft change. Nothing has changed. All the amazing stuff about the Rose League will still be the same in the Rose Cup. I'm your play-by-play this evening, Captain Jack, joined by Dr. Heathen on the color roll tonight. How you doing tonight, Dr. Heathen?
I'm doing well. I feel like we're the most common casting duo so far, if I'm not mistaken, and
So
it's
far.
nice to be the first ones on the Rose Cup production.
It's
now that we've changed
just
the name.
way that it was supposed to be. It's just the way that it was meant to be. So
Anyways,
tonight,
I've been excited for this match all week. We're
Woohoo!
having Lost Coyotes versus Nebula Phoenix, the Platinum Division Finals. Both are Team 5 going into this. Both had to do the play-in match. They've played more than any other team was required to, and they still made it here to the finals. And I'm super excited to see Lost Coyotes Puff player. Always a big fan of this player when he gets on the Ana.
Oh, absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and check and see what is going to be going on with this team. As Dr. Heathen had noted, both of these teams were 5th seed coming into the finals. Even more so Nebula Phoenix, who originally wouldn't have made it into the finals if we had ended up not losing the Cosmic Cabbage Crew. It looks like the rule set was just a little bit off, so we're going to go ahead and restart Busan, but that's okay, because we had stuff to talk about anyway. That's my 1 in 10 minutes. So, Nebula Phoenix, at the end of the season, was 6th seed with 5-5 with a map differential of a +2. Originally, they wouldn't have made it into the finals, but Cosmic Cabbage Crew ended up dropping out, so that automatically put them in the 5th seed to go ahead and move forward. Looking at how the finals went down for them, the very first match that they had, their qualifier. Let me go ahead and find that play-in match. Nebula Phoenix versus Hailstorm Gaming, 3-0 in favor of Nebula Phoenix. So looking forward from that, when they went on to the quarterfinals, ended up being, where is their quarterfinals? Okay, for some reason their score for the quarterfinals or the semifinals isn't in here, and I'm not for certain why, but nevertheless, I think we can assume that they made it. So it's pretty straightforward. Lost Coyotes ended in Conference 2 at 6-4, map differential of +10 as the 5th seed in their division. We ended up seeing them against Team Rebirth, the 4th seed for the play-in match. Ended that matchup between those two teams 3-1. Quarterfinals against Project Ascension, 3-0. And in the semifinals, that was just this last week, Lost Coyotes versus the Hanamura Hellhounds, 3-1 in favor of the Lost Coyotes. Each of these teams have fought fervently to get to these finals tonight. And Dr. Heathen, is there anything else you want to add? Because this is going to be, I think, an incredible matchup.
Yeah, like I said earlier, this is probably the match that I was most excited for coming into this. I know we have Diamond and Masters later in the week, and we're going to see, I think it's Thanks for Scrims versus Pachimar Ninjas is on the Diamond schedule. But out of all of the divisions, even the higher up ones, this is one I've been much more excited to see. And it looks like we might have the lobby set up correctly this time.
It's all right. We've been getting some new hosts in here, so not everybody is absolutely keen on all the rules, but we want to make sure it's a fair fight. Don't want to get anything wrong this evening tonight in the finals. Let's go ahead and check out the chat, and it looks like, except for Dime, pretty much everyone is cheering for Nebula Phoenix this evening. And hi, Usalis. Hi, how's it going?
So,
like to see you in the chat as well.
For those of you who have been here for a while but haven't been keeping the closest eye on every single team competing. Anime Thighs is actually, I believe, Micho from the roster early in the season. He went through an account name change.
Ah, okay.
And
That's
I
good to know.
believe that PSN is a ringer that they brought in tonight.
Ooh, okay. Well, it does happen to happen. Unfortunately, sometimes we're not able to bring in everybody for the finals. We worked very fervently to try to get this match scheduled, especially with the 4th of July being next week. A lot of people are going to be traveling. So let's go ahead and get into the action, folks. First match tonight on Busan. Now the finals is going to be, oh, Spike Mecha gonna go ahead and take down Puff to start things off, but it looks like the retaliation coming out from Anime Thighs looking to do some damage there. The red's gonna come in for Puff as Dash ends up taking down Wiverblade. That's gonna go ahead and look, oh, almost a capture for the side of Nebula Phoenix. The Lost Coyotes go ahead and dive in to prevent that capture from happening. It's a trade between Spike Mecha and Kreb as Naya Kobe ends up picking off Anime Thighs. There's only a single tank on for the side of Lost Coyotes as they look to continue to take. PSN will end up getting the kill on Neston as Kreb taking down Naya Kobe, and it looks like 75%, 100% capture, and that percentage is going to start climbing for the Lost Coyotes.
Now, we saw Lost Coyotes come out with the Zenyatta pick, but they've swapped Puff over to the Ana after being doped by Ball. I think this is a really good pick because if the Ball does aggress onto Puff again, Puff will have to sleep dart this time to stop and be able to kind of fight for his own life. But two are going to be taken out immediately, actually. That's the pharmacy down. It's going to be very difficult.
So starting things up already again. Wiverblade ends up taking down Newt at the beginning of the fight, as well as Kreb. That's a double. Looking to clean up that backline as much as possible. It looks like Nebula Phoenix not out of it yet, as we see the hashtag being popped in the chat from the ashes. They're going to go ahead and take over the objective as Naya Kobe getting the double kill, and Nessington cleaning up Anime Thighs 4% and climbing to 40% for the side of the Lost Coyotes.
Yeah, that's a lot quicker of a flip back over than we're used to. Usually a team will hold on to that in the mid-60s or 70s before losing it again. So kind of shocking, but going into this next engagement, Nessington has EMP and is sitting in the back line.
Oh! There goes Yarzik, ends up getting taken down quick, as well as Anime Thighs now getting the nano, moving their way into the backline, looking to see who else they can take out. It's 4v6 fight on the objective right now. Spike Mecha trying to hold on as long as possible. Anime Thighs and Kreb ends up taking down Sweaty Brawls and Nessington in that backline. They've met the 40% mark of the side of Lost Coyotes, but at 44%, it's going to swap right back over to them as Naya Kobe ends up getting the pick onto Newt.
Yeah, and that's going to open up. Oh! Takes out Puff as well with the beautiful jump shot. That's going to open up this entire point. There's no healers to Lost Coyotes.
Nope, that's going to be bad. Let's see if they can make it in there. Barrage coming in from Wiverblade, ends up getting the double onto PSN and Kreb. As the Valkyrie gets popped, we see a Battle of Mercy coming out to support Wiverblade, but it doesn't look like that's going to be needed at 65%. Again, we're going to see it swapped over to the side of Nebula Phoenix, 50% and climbing.
And of course, Nebula Phoenix are still holding onto the CMP, and if they can get aggressive this fight, this should be a pretty easy win, and they're going to be looking at the mid 70%.
It could be huge. Let's see how they continue to move their way in. Wiverblade and Yarzik currently in the sky trying to get some damage up for that barrage. EMP coming out from Nessington along with the minefield from Spike Mecha, looking to do some damage. Doesn't end up cleaning anything out. Wiverblade getting the double onto Anime Thighs and Dash as Kreb ends up taking down Yarzik in return. So no res on one side, a four-man fight on the other as they go ahead and regroup. 85% and climbing for the side of Nebula Phoenix. Here comes the sight. Diva Bomb coming out, ends up getting denied as Spike Mecha able to move out of the way. High Noon coming out, ends up taking down Wiverblade, but Wiverblade takes down Kreb. Dash coming out with the barrage, ends up taking down Spike Mecha as Naya Kobe takes down Dash. The res does come in, I believe, for Wiverblade. It might have been just at the last minute, though. They might have just lost it right there and that's going to go on over to the Lost Coyotes. 98% for Nebula Phoenix, 78% and rising for the Coyotes.
On Lost Coyotes, noticing that the Widowmaker has been making some plays, they put Dash onto the Widowmaker to try and contest these sight lines, and it's going to be a pretty impactful duel. They're staring each other down, and Dash can take it
down the barrel. Nyakobi going to take down Dash at the beginning of that fight, but they have not taken control of the objective. Here comes the Nano onto Wiverblade, I believe. I'm not for certain where it is because Wiverblade's way up in the sky. Here comes the barrage! Double kill as Nyakobi ends up taking down New. Wiverblade follows up on Anime Thighs, making it a triple. They're going to swap it back over if at all possible. The only one left on the objective is PSN. Will get taken down by Spike Mecha as Nessington takes down Dash. That's going to swap right back over, 99% to 99, and that's first match gonna go straight to Nebula Phoenix, but it's not over, folks.
Man, Naya really outperforming himself today.
Woo!
Popping up on that Widowmaker, taking out 2 supports, 1 fight, winning the duel against Dash, the only time Dash was on the Widowmaker. Absolutely amazing performance, but it looks like they're swapping this player over to the Zarya, so they're gonna swap over to a Ghost composition. It is mecha-based, and that is really common to see. I'm expecting both teams to swap back over to 2-2-2, however, for the next map. But as long as we're on mecha base, definitely not surprised in the slightest bit to see this 3-3 Goats composition coming out. Both, well...
Nope, you're going to see a Junkrat on one side. I was actually going to mention that, and actually, I feel like that's going to be beneficial. I always keep telling people, like, you got to have that damage into the Goats composition. I believe that Dash is going to go ahead and look to capitalize on that if at all possible. At very least, just booping people away, separating out the Ghost composition seems to be working as Nessington and Nyakobi finding themselves incredibly low. There comes the D-Mech onto Nessington right there, so it's a 5.5 versus 6 fight as Yarzik ends up taking down Dash. Anime Thighs follows up on Yarzik. Puff ends up coming out for Wiverblade as Spike Mecha ends up falling to Newt as they look to take control of the objective. PSN gonna take down Nyakobi, Puff, and Newt also getting kills, and that's gonna go ahead and clear the objective for the Lost Coyotes as they start their percentage climb.
Yeah, so I think last patch, the problem with Junkrat would be that you feed the Zarya and you would just get most of your projectiles seen by D.Va, but now that the D.Va nerf is out, this is pretty good. Trap's gonna land on the Brigitte, she's falling low, she's getting taken out of the fight.
Oh, they're already out. Wiverblade, the Shatter comes down from Spike Mecha, but it gets absorbed and by Anime Thighs. Shatter comes out, here comes the tire, out from Dash. Doesn't end up getting anything, but does do damage enough for Anime Thighs to get the double. PSN following up on a double of their own. 32% and climbing right now for the Lost Coyotes. Rockwell Elser in the chat saying, Junkrat Goats is our only hope.
I mean, I think this is really clever, actually, post-D.Va nerf to be doing this.
Well, see, I don't even think... See, I've always argued as a person who plays Junkrat pretty fervently, Nyakobi on the Zarya. Yes, you can charge up Zarya, but that's only a 200 health shield. Here comes the fight in. Transcendence out from Sweaty Brawls, trying to keep everyone in the fight as they push in. 61% and climbing for the Lost Coyotes. Dash gonna take down Wiverblade with the trap to start things off. It's a fire strike from Anime Thighs. Follows up on Sweaty Brawls. Kreb, PSN. It seems like Junk Goats, or let's call it Jotes, I guess. It is really working out for the Lost Coyotes, 78% and climbing.
Yeah, and going into this next engagement, Lost Coyotes, very comfortable lead when it comes to ultimate counter right now. They're sitting at 5, everything but Krebs rally. Speaking of rally, Graviton comes out.
Graviton and Tire, here it comes! Triple kill! Crab ends up following up on Yarzik as well, makes it a 4v6 fight. Here comes the Shatter, but Dash takes down Spike Mecha. Overtime ticking away right now as the only one touching point is Nessington. Will get D-Mac and melted by PSN as the B-drop comes in at the very last minute from Yarzik. Not going to be enough time to touch the point. 100-0 for the side of the Lost Coyotes as we move into downtown.
Yeah, that Junkrat Goats composition is actually seeming to be a big threat. It might be something that we might need Nebula Phoenix to think about mid-game, try to find a composition to try and counter that, because it's not something we've seen before, and I don't think it's anything anyone was going to expect because of how much the composition used to rely on the enemy simply having bad positioning or making a mistake with their cooldown.
No, I
Seems
can
a lot
understand
stronger
that,
right
but I don't think it was even so much the most recent nerf with the decrease in her
I think it's
distance.
the most recent one. That's been pretty
You think
big.
so? Because
Yeah,
I feel
watching
like
that last
even
fight,
just the couple seconds like it now takes for it to be reactivated would also be a big deal. Like you can get a couple junk nades in there before she has to reactivate it. But holy goodness, let's get into the action as we see Wyverblade, Spike, Mecha, and Nessington already cleaning up on the dive composition that they have chosen to come in with as Nebula Phoenix, and they're going to go ahead and take the objective in their favor and start that percentage climb.
yeah, they're going to finally finish the cap. No real ult was built, but we have Naya on the Widow. Did an absolutely amazing job last time. Both tanks fighting for the high ground right now, trying to get this Winston out, but Spike Mecha is holding his ground at the moment.
Well, yeah, and the help with the Far Mercy is not so bad either. Naya Kobe shooting from a distance, keeping them off of that high ground right now, being incredibly successful. As we see right now, Lost Coyotes are seeming, well, rather lost as they try to figure out how to get to the objective. They might have found a path. They might have. Here comes the barrage. Oh! The stun comes out from Krev, ends up interrupting the barrage, but not before Puff gets taken out. Spike Mecha following up on Krev as the res comes in for Wyverblade. Here comes the Valkyrie trying to keep everybody up, 44% and climbing right now for the side of Nebula Phoenix as Nessington ends up taking down Dash as well as Anime Thighs. That's going to go ahead and clean up the objective, 54% and climbing for Nebula Phoenix.
Yeah, taking out Puff first is probably the best pick. Puff is the team captain on the side of Lost Coyotes, and removing him for that fight is just going to make this lineup it's going to make it very challenging for this lineup to continue forward. It looks like we see Dash swapping over to the Widowmaker, going to try and contest Naya or the Pharmacy in the sky. I like this pick a lot right now. And PSN just dueling for the high ground.
Well, it looks like they're going to get picked off real quick by Naya Kobe. This is exactly what we saw the last time around in Sanctuary. 80% and climbing right now for the side of Nebula Phoenix, and it doesn't seem like there's much of a contest looking to come out from the side.
Regrouping. Dash is getting back, trying to pick off this Pharmacy comp. And they should be going in right now.
Yep, Sights and Diva Bomb end up coming out for Naya and Nessington. The Nano coming out onto Wyverblade as the barrage comes in. Double kill from PSN! Ends up clearing the Far Mercy as Anime Thighs and Dash follow up on Naya Kobe and Sweaty Brawls. Here comes the Primal out from Spike Mecha, trying to hold on as long as possible, but it's not going to be enough as Krav goes ahead and takes them out of the fight at the 99% mark. Last ditch effort. Lost Coyotes gonna go ahead and sink their teeth into that objective and start their percentage climb.
It's gonna be so difficult. They have to win every single fight for the rest of this map in order to take the win. And it's gonna be really difficult for Dash to win all these duels against Naya.
It is going to be difficult. They were able to get that first pick off, but I wasn't for certain. Did you see, like, was Naya also getting dove during that fashion, or was it strictly a Widow v Widow? Oh, dude.
Nebula Phoenix taking us over already.
That's not a good way to go.
Puff under pressure.
Oh, Wyverblade ends up getting the pick onto Puff, so no main heals on the objective. Here comes the Diva Bomb out for PSN. Doesn't end up getting much of anything, but distracts on the point as Naya Kobe ends up taking down Anime Thighs on the objective. Diva Bomb now coming out for Nessington, misses as well. Here comes the barrage. Wyverblade with the double onto Newt and PSN. That's going to swap over into overtime as Wyverblade takes down Puff. And that is going to be our first match, folks. Nebula Phoenix taking away the victory 2-1 against the Lost Coyotes.
That was a really close opening match. Really?
We'd expect nothing different from our Platinums that literally clawed their way from the bottom rungs of the playoffs to be in the finals. I would expect nothing less right now.
So, having watched the map, though, Mecha Base was really one-sided, and the last map was really one-sided, and it kind of shows that Lost Coyotes winning the Goats v Goats matchup. Meanwhile, Nebula Phoenix managed to win the Pharmacy Sniper duo composition-based map matchup. Kind of shows what both these teams are looking to play and what they're best at, and what maps we're going to be expecting them to pick for the rest of the series.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. Now, for those of you that may not know, since we are in the finals, this is a 7-map set, or first to 4 rather, if you want to look at it that way. So whichever team ends up winning 4 maps is going to be crowned the champion of the Platinum Division this evening. So the beginning is going to run just as it normally would. We just finished our control map. We're going to move on to Hybrid, then I believe it's Escort, then Assault, and then after that it's going to be a... There we go. Thank you so much there, Silent Marine, for not being silent. We definitely appreciate... Oh, it does. Yes, it doesn't show up. I forgot about that. So it's Control, Hybrid, Assault, Escort, Control, Hybrid, Assault. Wow, that was way more confusing than I thought it was. But it will end up being... It will be interesting to see how this is all going to come out. It looks like Sweaty Brawl is going to get swapped out for Kirk on the side of Nebula Phoenix. It seems like Nebula Phoenix, the only one, has subs in play for this evening. So it will, we will see how this ends up turning out. So Dr. Heathen, why don't you kind of tell us what you were seeing during that last map? I know that you had kind of noted on the fact that we were seeing a really good dive composition coming out from the side of Nebula Phoenix with the Far Mercy, with the Widow, but for Lost Coyotes, it seems like their strength is really in that Goats composition. So what do you think we're going to see moving on to our next map, which is the Hybrid?
I mean, this isn't really what I'm used to seeing out of Lost Coyotes. Them being only winning on the Goats comp isn't what's happened historically in matches that we've casted of them. It's a little bit surprising, and it looked like it just caught Nebula Phoenix off guard with the Junkrat composition. I'm expecting to try and shore up some of their weaknesses in that 2-2-2 comp, because I know how much I love seeing Puff play Anna and how effective that can be in some maps, and how much fragging potential he has on this character. And I'm expecting them to also try and prioritize putting this player on that character.
It's something that they definitely could end up making happen. The one thing that I've noticed a lot from Lost Coyotes is usually Krev being the primary hit scan for their team. So if they end up continuing to run that junk Goats composition, if you will, then it's really going to fall onto Krebs' shoulders to kind of be siding that out, either that or going on some kind of dive composition that will allow them to pick those damage dealers off quickly.
I think they actually prefer to run Dash on the hit scan position.
Oh,
He's
really?
the one that they were putting in the Widow duels, and he was the Junkrat during the Goats comp.
I didn't see a lot of McCree from Krev, so maybe I just assumed that it's like, oh yeah, it's like McCree. That's totally hit scan.
I think Krev has the more flexible hero pool, is the situation.
That makes sense then. All right, well, let's go ahead and see how the teams are setting up. Interestingly enough, it looks like we're not going to see Goats at all. We're going to see Bunker coming out from the side of Lost Coyotes. Krev coming out on the Bastion, which is something we see before with the Robot Boogie. That's Krev on the Bastion. Absolutely love it. But for the side of Nebula Phoenix, it looks like we're going to be seeing I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at right now. What are you seeing there, Dr. Heathen?
This is triple DP. No, they're just waiting for Nye to scout.
Oh. I was like, what are we looking at right now?
That's all they need. Nestington's on the Diva composition. They have a 2-2-2 dive. It's a pretty good composition, actually, even though they don't know that the Bastion is there to counter the Bastion.
It could be good. Usually what we've seen in this also is the Ana in these fights to get that anti-nade up onto the high ground and keep from healing, especially with Batiste. The question is, can they do it without? They're already diving in to position as they work their way onto the high ground. You see the Tesla cannon working its damage. Here comes the DMAC right onto PSN as Nessington looking to follow up on the kill as well. Looks like it's going to end up going to Spike Mecha as Krev ends up getting the DMAC on to Nessington. That's almost 2 ticks for the side of Nebula Phoenix as Dash ends up taking down Nessington. Krev following up onto Spike Mecha, and just shy of that 2nd tick, we're going to go ahead and see Nebula Phoenix reset.
So I feel like Lost Coyotes should just give Nebula Phoenix a little bit too much room by having Krev a tiny bit too far back. We saw him get up and move forward in the fight to reset up in a position where he could sit on point. But they're making the same mistake again. They're giving Nebula Phoenix a huge amount of room to work with just below and in front of them. They can stand on point without taking any damage from this Bastion right now, and it might be how they get a 2nd tick.
Yep, and I think that's exactly what they're looking to do, especially with the dive comp. They're able to go in while Nessington using that, using the name is escaping me, her defense matrix. Yeah, there we go. Using her defense matrix to get into the fight, Nessington can go ahead and hold off that damage as they dive into that position, as you were claiming, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Nessington absorbing everything. EMP already coming out from Nyakobi, though, as Kirk ends up getting the kill onto Krev. Weatherblade following up on PSN. Here comes the Diva Bomb out from Nessington, ends up cleaning up Newt as Spike Mecha gets the primal onto Anime Thighs, and although the tank mode comes out for Krev, gonna get cleaned up by the bounce of Spike Mecha. The objective has unlocked. The payload is moving. 4 minutes on the clock. Right now, Team Canis in the chat saying, "Come on, Krev, or are you gonna be locked up in brick jail for the future?"
Yeah, they swapped Krev over to the Tracer. This does have a good potential to go harass the backline. There's a Zenyatta hiding back there with basically nothing to protect him.
That is true. That's the difficult part about dive compositions, is that we will see them dive forward and then forget to dive back and help out their healers getting attacked in the back line. But it looks like right now they don't have to worry about that with Nessington picking off Anime Thighs early in that fight. It looks like the rest of Lost Coyotes trying to move back, but Nyakobi and Spike Mecha picking off the Far Mercy combo, and they're going to go ahead and move their way back to the objective. 3 minutes, 5 seconds on the clock, as they go ahead and set up for another defense from the Lost Coyotes.
Yeah, and going into this, Nye is pretty close to... Oh, Nye slept up. Nice.
So close to EMP, but might not be able to use that burst. Triple kill out from Wiverblade, but Dash going to follow up on Wiverblade in return. I don't think that that's going to be enough to defend the point. Oh! The barrage from Dash gets shut down by Nyakobi, as well as PSN getting taken out of the fight right there. That's going to be objective number 2 with 4 minutes now on the clock as they move into objective number 3.
Both Fars swapping over to the Junkrat, and Weaverblade's ult was the only ultimate that they used last fight. They're going aggressive with the Valk right now on the side of Nebula Phoenix, but not aggressive enough to
Oh, Krev getting the pulse bomb in the backline, but the red's going to come in from Yarzik onto Kirk, bring them back into the fight. It looks like, oh, Diva Bomb coming out, looking to do damage. That's a triple from Nessington, able to get Krev trying to harass the backline, as well as Dash and PSN. Newt does follow up on Nyakobi, but Wiverblade ends up following up with the concussion mine onto Puff, and that payload's going to continue inching its way forward. 3 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock, and the Lost Coyotes are having a hard time slowing this down.
Yeah, they're going to need to take a moment to wait for Newt to come back. They do have Nano Boost for the next engagement, but there's EMP ready. Ooh. Naya has the opportunity to absolutely shut down this entire engagement before it begun. And Krabs taking out the fight, hacked up.
Oh, that's one down. EMP coming out. It's a 5-man as Krabs. Ore got taken down at the beginning of the fight. Anime Thigh is able to take down Nessington, as well as Dash taking down Wiverblade. The tire coming out from Dash takes down Yarzik. The Trans not able to heal up soon enough as Nyakobi following up on PSN. The only one left touching the objective is Rev, as they are able to distract long enough for the rest of the team to get in. It looks like Anime Thighs now on the Hammond, ends up taking down Nyakobi as Puff follows up on Kirk, and that is going to be a hold at 4 meters on the objective, 2 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock. The Lost Coyotes defense comes in clutch.
And we see Lost Coyotes switching it up. They're going to Junkrat Goats composition right now to match the Goats composition on the opposing side. And we see swaps coming out in response to that. It looks like both sides are going to be fielding this Junkrat Goats right now.
Interesting. I'm not for certain why we're seeing this, but as you said, it may just be because of the recent nerf right there. Let's see if they can make it happen. It looks like we see Spike Mecha leading the way right now, moving in, getting aggressive, as Anime Thighs being a little bit more passive. The Fire Strike comes in, hits 3 as they go ahead and push their way in on the defense. Dash and Anime Thighs taking down Spike Mecha and Yarzik. Kurt able to get Anime Thighs, but it's not going to be enough as we see Nebula Phoenix go ahead and move their way back to spawn. The only one left is Wiverblade. Almost gets caught out of position right there, but will end up, oh no! Oh, a little secondary fire from PSN gonna go ahead and shut down Wiverblade, but it looks like that's not gonna slow down that push for just a moment. 1 minute, 5 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, but going into the next fight, PSN has Graviton Surge. Their Kirk is at 80% on the Transcendence, so should be able to counter this. It's going to come down to whether or not Spike Mecha, I think, can land the Earth Shatter.
That will be the question. Let's see if they can make it happen. Here comes the Graviton, as predicted. Here comes the tire from Wiverblade. Double onto Anime Thighs and Dash as Krev ends up falling to Nyakobi. They're cleaning up the objective right now. 35 seconds on the clock. The only one left is Puff. Will get taken down by Kirk as they move to try to defend against them coming out of spawn. That's going to be an objective captured for the side of Nebula Phoenix, currently 3-0 after round 1.
Yeah, and they did it with Ultimates to spare. Earthshatter online, Shane Simmons online. That was just, really good tire. Set Lost Coyotes back a couple of members and made it impossible for them to hold the fight. Well done on the side of Nebula Phoenix, but it's going to be interesting to see what they choose to do on the defense. Because last time we saw Lost Coyotes pull out the bunker composition, run the Bastion Baptiste on the high ground. A lot of teams have been doing that recently, but just about as many have been choosing to fight in the choke point with like a Ryan Zarya composition, or even just a low ground Orisa Hog composition without the Bastion, perhaps. That's been pretty common recently.
All right, well,
we're gonna see in 1 second. Couldn't quite talk my way in. We
looks
have...
like
yeah, the low ground.
They're going to Orisa Hog.
Yeah, the low ground Orisa Hog composition.
Nothing wrong with that. That's a good hold for this objective point.
They got
I hit puberty a second time in my life.
They got the pharmacies gonna send the air, potentially combat the enemy pharmacy, potentially do a lot of damage to the enemies running goats, and it looks like Lost Coyotes right now, at least, are sitting on that goats composition, so it should be pretty difficult for them to move forward.
Looking in the chat, Team Canis shockingly saying double jokes after the last engagement on the final point. I have to say I'm a little surprised as well, but I'm glad to see something other than goats working out.
Yeah, but speaking of goats, we have the Protect the President style McCree goats on the side of Lost Coyotes. It's going to be difficult for them to move up on this bunker. There's just so much space to take, and they're going to take so much flak damage while doing it.
Well, it looks like they're working well so far, as we see right now Nessington working some hits into the back line with that secondary fire. Here comes the hook, ends up getting nuked, and that is going to possibly stop this push as we see the fire from above coming from Wiverblade and Yarzik. Nyakobi gonna end up taking down Krev, and as the president falls, so does the rest of the cabinet, as we see Kirk and Nyakobi go ahead and clean up the side of the Lost Coyotes.
And we see swaps coming out right now for the side of Lost Coyotes. Dash on the Junkrat, going for a bit more shield break. But we're still sitting on... Nope, Puff is going to swap over to the Ana. That's what I was worried about there. They have the
healer
combo
or the anti-nade.
It's going to be
Maybe a
difficult
little
to
both.
skate past the barrier right now.
That's true, but if you've seen Puff, a barrier does not prevent Puff from throwing anti-nades. Sometimes those lobbed nades are just so perfect. It's just so beautiful. 2 minutes, 35 seconds on the clock right now. We had a short engagement right there, but there were really no picks. Oh,
that's a bad peek.
Until Kirk apparently saw that coming, as Wiverblade also taking down Krev in that fight. With both TPS down, they're going to go ahead and wait it out. 2 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock.
Honestly, those kills have to be the worst feeling, because that was just a lack of discipline on Dash's part. Peeking an enemy Zenyatta, charging, peeking a bunker entirely. I think that was just a bad idea.
I think Dash was like the cat, just curious and got killed. It happened. 2 minutes on the clock right now as we see them move through the side room. The barrage! Wiverblade quadruple kill! Nia Kobe following up on PSN as the res comes in for Wiverblade. And that is going to be a shutdown once again of the push in from the Lost Coyotes. 1 minute, 40 seconds on the clock.
And ultimates for Nebula Phoenix are piling up right now. They're sitting on 4. They have a defensive ultimate ready if Anime Thighs does manage to get the Shatter off. But more than likely, it's just going to be for the Graviton. Actually, Shatter coming up.
Oh! It worked out. They ended up using Dash's concussion mine to boop Orisa out of the way just enough to not lay the barrier again. Nia Kobe coming out with a Deadeye, takes down Krev as Wiverblade following up on Dash. Spike Mecha able to get Puff, but Anime Thighs with the double. Spike Mecha able to take down Anime Thighs in return, though, with just about a minute on the clock. We're going to see the regroup come in as Yarzik ends up getting the res on to Kirk for what may be their final defense on this objective.
Now the trouble now is Kirk was forced to use Transcendence to save his team, which was excellent reaction, by the way. But he doesn't have it for the Graviton coming up.
Oh, but the Graviton's gonna come out into... Oh! Sleep Dart ends up canceling out the whole hog as the barrage comes out again from Wiverblade. PSN shutting it down. Kirk able to take down Anime Thighs as PSN falls to Spike Mecha. Here comes the tire from Dash. Ends up shutting down Kirk as Spike Mecha currently sleeping on the objective. Just not able to do much of anything as they just leave him there. That's 2 ticks. Lost Coyotes ain't out of the fight just yet as Krev back in on the Tracer. The rest comes in for Spike Mecha looking to sit on the objective as Pop ends up taking down Wiver. Anime Thighs following up onto Yarzik. The only ones left on the objective are Spike Mecha and Nestlington now on the Diva. That's going to go ahead and shut things down. Now we got a Tracer out for Nia Kobe, just looking to try to hold on to the objective as long as possible, but that's the lost fight. 2 minutes, 30 seconds added to the clock as we see the Lost Coyotes take the objective and start that payload moving.
I think that's the first time I've seen Puff play the way I expect. Getting the 3 frags, focusing down the Pharah. And it's just a little bit too late right now for this comp to be coming online. 2 minutes on the clock. It's going to be difficult to get through second point, let alone get through third point with a satisfactory amount of time. And meanwhile, we've seen Nebula Phoenix make swaps to take out Krev out of the fight.
That's a good way to start things off. Nia Kobe on the McCree as the nade goes up to heal. The rest of the team from Kirk right now trying to hold everything together. 1 minute, 45 seconds on the clock as Wiverblade and the rest of the team diving in. The D-Mech comes out as Krev ends up getting the pulse bomb onto Nestington. Kirk taking down Dash in return as the payload is now stalled just shy of the choke point. We see the Valve come out and be used by Yarzik as the minefield gets popped. Here comes the nanoed High Noon, but gets shut down by PSN. That's 2 ultimates already out, and Diva Bomb makes a third, ends up falling as Krev takes down Spike Mecha as well. 1 minute, 10 seconds on the clock as they make their way towards the bridge choke.
Yeah, and going to this next objective, Newt has the Sound Barrier, but it's their only ultimate online right now. And it's going to be difficult for that to counter Weatherblade. Weatherblade falling, actually. Krabby being the first pick. He has Pulse Bomb up.
Ah, the Reds comes
Mercy
in,
fell.
but PSN ends up taking down Yarzik. Nayakobi following up on Dash, but Puff and Grab coming out. Here's the Diva Bomb from Nessie. Oh, it goes over the edge! No! Here comes the Nano now out for Spike Mecha, looking to do some cleanup as the B-drop comes in from Newt to keep the team going. The Nano's wasted as Spike Mecha getting ready to earn Primal, ends up finding themselves jumping over the edge. The barrage comes out from Wiver, but gets shut down by Dash as PSN ends up taking down Nessington as well as Nayakobi. Kreb falling up onto Yarzik, and that's second point captured with 1 minute 40 seconds on the clock.
Now, right now, Lost Coyotes just needs to cap this point. They need in overtime would be fine. The opposing team only has 30 seconds on the clock. Puff's holding a sideline right now pretty well, a little less accurate than I'd like to see, and it looks like the dive tanks are going to come in and try to punish this.
Yep, it looks like they may be, but we are going to see a defense come in from PSN, protect the President Puff right there, and we'll end up, almost being successful as Wiverblade now on the Junkrat ends up picking them off. Nayakobi swapping over to the bridge. Interesting. So now we have a DJ Oats, a dive junk goat. I'm just making stuff up at this point.
Yeah, I'm trying to come up with a name for it too.
Yeah.
There's no good one.
Oh, Diva Bomb coming in, ends up missing for PSN as the tire comes out already from Dash, who also swatches over to the junk. Crab ends up taking down Nayakobi. It's 5v6 fight on the objective as the payload starts moving its way forward. We're going to see Anime Thighs also coming out on the Reinhardt as Dash ends up getting the kill with the concussion mine onto Nessington. It's a 5v6 fight right now. Junkrat versus Junkrat. Team versus team. 15 seconds on the clock as the payload moves in slowly to its final destination. The tire coming out from Wiverblade ends up getting shut down by Dash as Anime Thighs taking down Yarzik. Diva Bomb out for the side of PSN, ends up not getting much of anything as overtime now taking away. Dash ends up taking down Wiver as the B drop comes in from Newt to keep the dream alive. Anime Thighs falling up onto Spike Mecha. Overtime continuing to take away as the rally gets popped by Nayakobi. Puff using the anti-nade to take down Nessington as the tire coming out once again from Dash ends up taking down Yarzik. Kreb following up on Nayakobi, and in overtime they will completely push it into the objective. Team Kana saying DJ Oats. So we should make it like a DJ name instead of Goats, just like DJ Oats.
We can do better.
You think we could do better? We'll figure it out eventually.
I think the problem with the naming convention is just going to be calling it Goats still.
That's a good point. So.
Yeah. There was a Lucio in the comp.
Say that again?
There was a Lucio in that comp. So,
well, yeah, because it's still a Goats, but it has a, it was Dive, because they had the Diva and Winston, and then they had Junkrat. So that was where the D and J came from.
Yeah.
So, let's recap what happened. Round 3 now. Each team got a minute on the clock, because both of them were a minute under the clock. And we're going to see now the side of Lost Coyotes go on the attack once again. Had a very difficult time getting through this composition, but it looks like they're going to come in with a dive-ish setup with Dash on the McCree and Anime Thighs on the Hammond. So it looks interesting. Interesting 2-2-2 meta right there. Let's see if it works.
Yeah, and they're immediately going to be face down with Pharmacy. Going to do a little bit of damage. 33% ult charge on Weatherblade isn't nothing to be ignored. PSN taken out immediately.
That is, well, demacked at least. Not taken out just yet.
Functionally removed.
Yeah, I can agree with that. The hook comes in, but ends up missing as they go ahead and pull back. Here comes the boop as we see Anime Thighs trying to get into the backline. Going to end up getting taken down by Nayakobi. 30 seconds left on the clock as Wiverblade and Nessington end up getting the hook and kill onto PSN and Kreb, and Dash falls to Spike Mecha. 15 seconds left on the clock. We might be seeing the series, or no, Nebula Phoenix took the first map, didn't they? So this will be a 2-0 situation, or we might see a tie. I mean, that's totally capable as well, as you now see Dash. Oh, gets halted, hooked, and slammed. We're gonna see the barrage come out from Wiverblade, get the double onto Anime Thighs and PSN as Kreb gets the punch onto Nyakobi. The res comes in. Kreb trying to hold on with Noob, but ends up getting flashbanged to death by Nyakobi. Here comes the high noon. That's going to be the double from Naya, and that's going, oh, almost. Anime Thighs able to touch the point, just barely. Dash coming in on the Doomfish, ends up getting taken down by Wiverblade. Spin to win. Anime Thighs going to get shut down by Wiverblade as well, and that is going to be a hold on round 3 of the objective. So I'm going to ask Dr. Heathen, what do you think the odds are of a tie on this map?
I don't think it's likely right now. Nebula Phoenix have been playing really well. There was a very strong bunker composition. The team was constantly grouped up. The Roadhog covered the flanks of the Orisa. The team made sure that Orisa had everything she needed to survive. It was really well played, and I'm expecting them to play an attack equally well. It's very difficult for Lost Coyotes right now to draw this map.
I concur. But the only thing I want to throw in there is the fact that the bunker composition for the Lost Coyotes did hold this objective at least for 2 minutes.
They lost first tick in the first 30 seconds, though.
Oh, that's right. They only need a tick. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about so many other things. I don't think about the obvious. So 1 minute, 29 seconds. It looks like they're playing copycat. They are playing copycat right now. They are literally coming out with the exact same composition except for Kirk on the Zenyatta. We're actually going to see Kirk coming out this time on the Zarya, unless they're just looking to do some scouting again with Nyakobi. Which, I don't know, do they have the time for that, to do a quick scout? Or do you think that'll punish them in the end?
It might be that they're expecting the Bastion again, and that they're hoping to build a VMP in the first minute, 30 seconds.
Well, let's see if they can make it happen. It looks like they're going to stick with what they had as Dash Ore picking Yarzik out of the fight. Wiverblade coming in on the Pharaoh once again. Going to find themselves almost out of the fight as Yarzik ends up coming back to engage. Only a minute left on the clock, as right now we're just kind of seeing a poke battle between either side. Anime Thigh is going to get hacked by Nyakobi in the back line right there. As we see the dive come in, this may be just enough for them to push onto the objective. 50 seconds on the clock as we see Nessington working their way to the high ground, ends up getting slept, and it's just taking a little nap. Nyakobi able to take down PSN as Kreb follows up on Wiverblade, as well as Yarzik, so the Fire Mercy out of the sky right now, and Kreb also following up onto Spike Mecha right there. A one-person wrecking machine right now as the spin to win coming out for PSN, trying to hold on to the objective as long as possible. 20 seconds on the clock as we see the DMEC now coming for the side of the Lost Coyotes, for the side of the Lost Coyotes. Wiverblade gonna end up taking down Dash, but the Anime Thighs getting the double onto Nessington, and Nyakobi spin to win on the objective right now. 5 seconds left on the clock. The Red Script come in and is successful as Yarzik able to bring back Nessington. Ends up getting shut down. Here comes the High Noon out from Kreb, looking to do some damage, able to take down Wiverblade. That may be exactly what they need. Overtime ticking away. The barrage comes out from Dash, but so does the EMP from Nyakobi. Looking to shut that down as they take Dash out of the picture. It is a fight for control of the objective. Are they going to tie it, or are we going to see a 2-0 for the side of Nebula Phoenix? And Slam coming in for PSN as they get the double onto Nyakobi and Spike Mecha. Yarzik ends up getting followed up on by Dash. It's up, takes down Nessington, and it's a hold. It's a draw, folks. The first draw I think we've seen in all the playoffs that have happened, and it had to be in the Platinum Finals. Wiverblade with play the game. Who saw that coming?
Yeah, this was a good rock for us. We see the sleep dart
Quadruple.
flying out right at the end from Puff, almost catching Farah, but it looked like Puff just didn't quite know where whoever was. Either way, it wasn't going to be in time to save the team. When we got to a really brawly fight there at the end, the single picks, the small 2-on-2 engagements, it looked like Lost Coyotes was a lot better at playing that style. Because that's also how they managed to cap first point, is just having a long, drawn-out brawl with few players on the point.
And that seems to be something that we're seeing kind of back and forth between these two teams, is kind of when to give up that fight. It seems that Nebula Phoenix kind of sometimes has it better on their foot for the defense. It seems like when they're on the defense, like whoever is on the defense seems to have that. Like they know when to bow out of the fight or when to continue attacking. But when they're on the attack, it seems like both those teams very shaky as to whether or not they're going to do it. Obviously, when you're facing down the barrel of a gun in overtime trying to take the objective, you don't have a choice to kind of get off and regroup. But we were seeing that a lot more throughout the other fights that were happening on Eichenwald. So going to be interesting. We're not going to take our halftime break just yet, since we are going to be going possibly 7 matches. And producer, if you can go ahead and let the ref know, we're going to move on to map number 3, which again I believe is going to be our assault. Yes, assault map. So this is usually a choice between Hanamura and Temple of Anubis, I think is what we've been doing in the playoffs, right? So what do you think they're going to end up going? Actually, this is going to go to the Coyotes. So where do you think they're going to end up taking this?
You said it's between Hanamura and
Temple.
Temple of Anubis.
Yep.
The last Coyotes pick.
I feel like with their goats, they're going to go Hanamura. Because if you go Temple, you're kind of looking to use sightlines, and I feel like that would definitely be more Nebula Phoenix's strat with having Nyakobi on the Widow. I don't know. That's kind of just what I'm thinking out loud.
Second point on Hanamura opens up pretty wide, but a lot of teams do like to run goats.
That's true, but you got to get there first. That's always the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. It will be a question. Oh, well,
Temple
it looks
Anubis
like Puff is
what
going to totally blow my theory right out of the water. They're going to head straight to Temple of Anubis. So this is going to be interesting for them. Nebula Phoenix is shown to be very powerful on the dive meta, which is good for both of these objective points. But if Lost Coyotes can hold down that bunker composition that we saw during their time on Eichenwald, could be a hold. So, I mean, who's to say? Who's to really say at this point?
I don't know if I've seen bunker composition successful on Temple of Anubis here at the Rose Cup.
Now entering the
I mean, I don't think I've seen it used on here yet. But based on what we know about these two teams, I feel like that's the direction they're going. And it might be not so much this this hold that you see usually near the bridge area that's by the entrance, but we might see either the teleporter or the Maywall strat that puts them on the very high ground over the objective. Like, I could see them doing that similar to how they did that on Eichenwald, if that makes sense. But
yeah,
I guess we'll find out in 2 seconds.
Yeah, they have the bunker. Or it's the hog. But I don't think they're teleporting up to the high ground right now.
Nope, I don't think they're... well, I think they're going to go with the basic 2-2-2, actually, because the bunker would mean that they need that like absolute heal, that preventative measures, if you will, that we'd see either from the Batiste or the Zenyatta. They're not picking either of those for this fight.
I don't think you need one of those for it to be called bunker. I think just picking Orisa makes it bunker.
Really? So if I just pick Orisa with 5 DPS, that's automatically a bunker comp?
Yeah.
I'm just pointing out your logic here.
Basically, yeah. I would.
Very well. Orisa
is
anything with Orisa is now bunker composition.
Yeah, as long as you don't have a Reinhardt along with it.
All right.
Double main tank would be something different.
That would be crazy. We're already seeing Nyakobi once again on the Sombra working their way into the backline. They have an idea of what is coming in as the hack. Oh! Ah! Oh! Ooh!
That's what I
You
like
just-
to see.
Oh man, Krev just lined up that shot just so you think that they could probably pull the
Krev.
trigger just a second earlier, but they just kind of waited. Like, there it is. But it looks
Dive's
like
gonna
they're
come
not
in.
going to let that stop them as they go ahead and push in, trying to get some ultimate charge. Spike Mecha already halfway to the Primal as Nyakobi showing to be that pro Widow once again, ends up picking off Krev to start off the second fight. The hook comes in from PSN as they get the DMAC and kill on to Nessington. Weberblade on the Genji, though, ends up taking down Newt in the backline. The dive comes in from Spike Mecha, looking to do some damage as they take down Dash. Nyakobi following up onto PSN, and Yarzik taking down Anime Thighs as well as Tough. The only one left near the objective is Krev, and I think that is going to be a lockdown of Objective 1. That's going to add 3 minutes to the clock, making it 5 minutes, 20 seconds for objective number 2.
So if we discount Nyakobi getting slapped up on the Sombra, that was a first fight victory.
That was, and
Yeah,
that was
and-
an incredibly impressive play there by Puff. I just loved seeing that.
Nyakobi has sights, looking for the flank, waiting for Genji. No, actually gunning down for Krev right now. It's a sniper duel in the air, but it looks like neither of them is going to be able to take out the other at the moment.
Nope, it doesn't
Alt
look
hook
like
is
it,
good.
but the ultimate advantage right now. Ooh, Nyakobi getting the pick. Here comes the Nano Blade!
All the sleep on Naya.
Oh, no! Oh, that's not a good position to be in, as Dash ends up getting taken out of the fight right there by Kirk. PSN on that whole hog gets the DMAC as Krev and PSN follow up on Nyakobi and Nessington. The only one left near the point is Wiberblade, gonna end up getting taken down by PSN. Anime Thighs following up onto Yarzik as the res comes in for Krev, and that's gonna be a reset of the objective. 4 minutes, 20 seconds. Smoke him if you got him on the clock.
We're going in this next engagement. Both Primal Rage and Transcensor Rage. Naya being taken out for one.
The sights give it away. It's that curiosity, you know. You poke your head out like, hey, what's going on?
Krev has
Boom.
2 kills on Naya. One was just after Naya managed to wake up, but this is definitely a better record that Dash has held in previous maps on the Widowmaker duel.
That is true. It might just be exactly what they need with Dash on the dashing Genji, being able to compete against Wiberblade on the Genji as well. The dive comes in from Spike Mecha with the Primal, looking to just boop people around the point, but the sleep dart comes in from Puff. Once again, ends up getting shut down by Wiberblade as Nyakobi takes down Krev. Diva Bomb coming in! Doesn't end up getting anything but shield as the sleep dart comes in once again. This time onto Anime Thighs with the anti-nade. Nessington able to use the rockets to take down PSN as Wiberblade and Nyakobi clean up Anime Thighs and Krev. Here comes the Nano Blade once again from Wiberblade, looking to lock down the objective. The only one nearby is Newt, going to be able to distract on point for just a little bit. First tick, second tick, and now we see the blade coming out. Transcendence from Kirk. Gonna keep everybody in the fight as they have 2 ticks. Wiberblade's gonna get the dash onto Dash. End up taking them out of the fight right there, along with the Discord from Kirk. We're gonna see Anime Thighs try to turn the tide, take down Nyakobi. Puff now in on the May, takes down Kirk as Nessington follows up on Krev. Now swapped over to the Tracer. 2 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock. They're trying to drag out the fight as long as possible and will be successful as Newt ends up taking down Spike Mecha and Yarzik falls to Anime Thighs. 2 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock.
When they managed to get 2 ticks, not quite managing to run out that fight. It got a little bit scrappy there at the end, but hold on. Dash on the May.
Yes.
I'm curious. So they just swapped over to that. I'm curious what their plan is for this. Because the enemy team is on dive tanks, it's not something that can be easily walled off.
It's a distractame. That's what it is. You never
Maybe
heard
it's
of the
gonna
distractame?
duel Naya again.
Maybe. Oh! Whoa, what? Oh, the pick right there with the icicle to the face. Gonna take Naya out of the fight quick. Gonna swap
That was
over
a delay.
to the McCree as Spike Mecha ends up taking down Yarzik Puff in return for that. So it's a 5v5 fight on the objective right now. 1 minute,
Well,
40
both
seconds.
respawns have come back. It's a 6v6 again. Just squared up for the next fight.
It sure is. 1 minute 30 seconds on the clock right now. And right now, it just seems like Nebula Phoenix, not for certain what they're wanting to do. I'm not certain if they're just kind of earning up ultimates. Oh, here comes the Nano in as Krev ends up taking down Naya Kobe. We see Anime Thighs moving in with that Nano, looking to do some damage as Puff ends up taking down Kirk, and Krev follows up onto Yarzik. That is going to be a cleanup once again from the choke right there, allowing Lost Coyotes to continue to hold this objective with just about a minute on the clock, but the ult advantage is definitely in the side of Nebula Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, 5 ultimates ready, yeah, that's definitely in their favor. But Dash is at 85% on Mail, Krev is at 86% on Pulse Bomb. Deep Bomb being thrown in.
Deep Bomb coming in. Oh! Gets caught on the high ground, doesn't get anything thanks to that wall. Here comes the slam in from PSN, looking to do some damage as Dash follows up onto Spike Mecha. The Transcendence comes out trying to save the day, but will be unsuccessful as Krev takes down Naya Kobe. Pulse Bomb coming in, ends up missing as the Sleep Dart goes in to Weber Blade, ends up taking them out of the fight. PSN following up onto Kirk. The only one left is Yarzik, and is going to get staggered there by Krev. 10 seconds on the clock right now as they try to push back in. Minefield coming out as the Primals gets popped for Spike Mecha. Anime Thighs taking down Nessington, trying to fight for that final objective tick as Krev ends up getting taken down by the Blizzard. Anime Thighs following up onto Naya Kobe. Here comes the Nano Blade, or nope, just a Blade from Weber, gonna get taken out with a double, as well as Kirk by Puff's anti-nade, and that is going to be a hold of objective number 2 with 2 ticks for the side of Nebula Phoenix.
Yeah, 2 ticks isn't great, but it's not terrible either. The fact that they didn't get a full cap kind of leads us to believe, man, that is barely 2 ticks. 66.7% is
that is like exactly 2 ticks.
Yeah, I didn't notice that earlier. But
yes, that was almost perfect for them. Do you remember we had a matchup earlier in the playoffs where they were literally like 0.1% away, and they ended up losing the whole tick, and I was like, you've gotta be kidding. Like, that is the closest thing we've like, these matches are just some of the closest that I think we've ever seen this season.
yeah, but the fact that Nebula Phoenix didn't cap all of Temple of Anubis kind of leads me to believe that Lost Coyotes might be able to win out this map.
It's
Well,
completely
I
possible.
say might. I think that's a sign that they're probably going to win out this map is what I meant to say.
No, I can agree with you there, but it's still, we've seen that it seems like these teams' defenses are a lot better than their offenses, if that makes sense. It seems like when they're on the offense, they have a more difficult time, which they should, because that's what the defense is supposed to be doing, but their time banks are seen relatively similar, so I think we're going to see a very close hold on first and second objective if they do end up taking this map. If not, we're going to go into the half with Nebula Phoenix coming out on top for right now. And I don't know, could they tie this?
Oh, Naya's got a cheeky. You can put down the Widowmine right in front of yourself to protect you from a headshot, and I always forget about that. So that's going to make it difficult. There's no sniper
what?
on Lost Coyotes' side. You can shoot through
can
your
do
Widowmine.
what?
If you look at Naya, there's a Widowmine right in front of her face that she
Oh. See, I thought you were literally like put it down in front of myself. Naya Kobe already getting the pick on Dash to start things off. The shield comes down for Anime Thighs, but it's going to end up getting picked up by Kirk. The hack comes in from Krev, looking to try to take care of Naya Kobe, but it's going to end up being unsuccessful. Very, very close to getting that one, but not going to be able to pull it off. 3 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock right now as they hold for another defense.
Yep, puffing takedown.
That is not a good way to start things off.
Fight's not going to happen for another 15 more seconds after that. But there's 2 dive tanks, a Genji and the Sombra. It looks like...
Sorry, Nessington's got hooks on point tonight.
Yep. Lost Coyotes just need to actually take a fight. They keep getting staggered like this, and if it goes on for much longer, it's going to be really challenging for them moving forward in this map.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because everyone's doing kind of what they need to do. And here comes the slam in from PSN. Spike Mecha able to take down Anime Thighs right there. As they look to continue cleaning up the objective, Krev is able to finally take down Nyakobi as Kirk follows up on to Dash. EMP almost earned for Krev, 25% to go as the res comes in for Nyakobi with the Valk from Yarzik, looking to pick some off. Here comes the translocate rather, in from Krev as Weberblade on the junk, coming out with the tire, looking to get it, gets the double onto Puff and Dash and shuts down the push for now. The only one left near the objective as Anime Thighs, and I don't think they're going to be able to get, maybe, might be able to get out alive. It looks like they will end up, so close.
And Nebula Phoenix built up a lot of ultimates during that fight. Nai has Sight, Spike has Supercharger, Nessington has Whole Hog, Kirk has Transcendence. It's difficult right now for Lost Coyotes to take a lead in this fight. And the next big ultimate, well, there is EMP ready, and if they can catch Kirk near his team with that EMP, Lost Coyotes should stand a pretty good chance of winning this.
Yeah,
but
that's going to be the huge thing, and there it is! Oh no! No, Kirk was not in that EMP. I did not see where Kirk was in that. Wiverblade able to take down Krev after that EMP comes down. Here comes the blade. Oh, it gets shut down by Nyakobi as well as Puff as Kirk ends up following up on to Anime Thighs. 60 seconds remaining right now as we continue to see Lost Coyotes trying to work their way fervently into the objective, but not a single tick to be had. LXC in the chat saying Puff wearing his gamer socks right now. I'm not for certain if that's supposed to be like
Puff might need some better gamer socks because it looks like this might be a full hold right now.
I mean, right now it's looking to be kind of difficult for the side of Lost Coyotes. 30 seconds on the clock.
They have beat. That's all they got. Dash beat taking out the fight though.
That's not a good way to start.
Down this sight line. New, falling dangerously low, running through the entire
there we go. Here we go again. The stagger. You definitely don't want that, but Tire coming out from Wiver ends up looking to do some damage, and Puff ends up falling right prior to that, ends up taking down Dash right out of spawn. Nyakobi able to pick off PSN after the DMAX from Spike Mecha as Kirk follows up onto Anime Thighs. Crab, the only one left touching the point as the lone tracer. Now it's Newt on the Hammond, ends up getting shut down by Kirk. Overtime gonna go ahead and tick away, and I don't think we're gonna end up seeing anyone from Lost Coyotes touch the point. Nebula Phoenix walking away now with the 2-0 here in the Platinum Division Final.
Yeah, because we had that draw. If they get the third map win, I believe that they win the series. Hold on, and a play of the game.
Yep.
But allowed.
Double anti-nade.
Get in there.
I know the play, I just didn't think you could even... It's so rare to see Anna play the game in general.
That's why it's amazing.
And that wasn't like a massive fight. There wasn't a whole lot of healing done.
It was the shutdown. That was the basis of it.
Yeah. It feels like it just wasn't... I don't know. It might just be picking that because there weren't a whole lot of better plays by single individuals throughout the series.
It did seem to be quite a slow match for the most part. We did have some really big ones, but not so much on Temple of Anubis though. So we're gonna go ahead and take our halftime break, folks. Go ahead and grab yourself a drink, a snack, use the restroom, whatever it is you all need to do. Maybe even invite some friends over to watch some Overwatch here at the Rose Cup. Might be interesting, just saying. We'll see you all in about 5 minutes. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Rose Cup as we go ahead and continue on the Platinum Division Finals match between Nebula Phoenix and the Lost Coyotes. I'm Captain Jack, joined by Dr. Heathen on the color roll this evening. As we see the score settling right now, Nebula Phoenix 2-0 at the half. We had a tie on Eichenwald, which was a little bit of a surprise. So we have been talking this out. Do you want to go ahead and explain it to them, Dr. Heathen, how this is all going to pan out with the tie in the first half?
Yeah, sure. So since it was the tie in the first half, and we treat the 7th map as exclusively a tiebreaker, barring there's no more ties for the rest of this series, whoever gets to 3-map win first should be the winner. And right now, with Nebula Phoenix currently sitting at 2-map wins, Lost Coyotes need to get a full reverse sweep right now in order to win the series.
That's pretty much what it comes down to. So, Lost Coyotes, I hope you put on new gamer socks. I'm just saying, because y'all are gonna need it if you're gonna pull off a 3-win streak right here. Now, once again, if we end up seeing another tie, it is possible that we will end up going to a map 7 again. But as of right now, the max that we could possibly go is 6 maps, and that's not if Nebula Phoenix wins this next map, which is going to be our assault. It should be either, or no, not assault. It should be our escort map, right? So no ties on this one, that's for sure. Has there ever really been a tie on a payload map, Dr. Ethan?
I don't think in the history of tournament Overwatch has there ever been a tie.
I have to know this now. I have to now know if that's even a possibility, because I think it is if they don't touch the payload, right?
I think way back in like season 4, there was this horrifying DDoS problem. And it got to the point where some hackers made it so that you couldn't play a match. And in competitive Overwatch, a couple of payload maps ended as a draw just because everybody was functionally unable to move.
Interesting. And that's why I play on Xbox.
That hasn't happened in a long time.
We will have to see. I mean, I guess there is at one point on Dorado, which is going to be the map we are headed to. I don't know why they're asking for our. We're ready to go. Come on, let's get this show started.
No, Nessington unreadied.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
all right.
running on an IP
but
Phoenix.
Nevertheless, so I guess there is one point that the payload could stall, and it could be a tie.
I think it has to be either at first point cap, second point cap, or the beginning of the map.
So you don't think at the doorways? Because I was thinking it couldn't be at second point cap. It would be at the doorway, because the payload has to stop for the doorway to open. So you've got first point doorway and second point doorway. So that'd really be the only way that it could tie, is if the payload didn't move a single second.
Okay.
Like a single inch after it stopped.
I've witnessed this once in all my time of Overwatch. But if you push it to exactly where the other payload stopped, but not further, there, at least at one point, was a bug, might still be a bug, that if they're at the exact same spot and you end the map there, it will, even though it didn't stop the map because you pushed it farther than them, roll over to the next round with you down a point for some reason. I've experienced this once. It's the weirdest bug ever.
That is,
but
interesting.
Even if it ends up at the doorway, you don't end up in a draw because of it.
That is,
Yeah, it's it was a strange game.
I could imagine. Let's go ahead, see what we got coming out for the side of Lost Coyotes. It looks like they're going full-on goats for this time, which is something that we typically see on the Dorado defense. For the attack, it looks like we're going to see quad DPS with sweaty brawls. unless they're probably, yeah, they're goofing.
Nessington's drafting play. I don't think they're putting him on Torbjorn.
Well, they're
Yeah.
certainly not putting Yorzik
Hold
on,
up.
on Doomfist.
What's the defense doing?
They're doing exactly what I knew they'd do.
Oh, they're doing the run out
They're-
right at the start.
Yep, they're doing the hold in the room, or they were until they ended up going right out. So looking in the chat right now, it looks like Cozy Panda re-explaining what's going on. I think everyone's a little confused of this best of 7 thing, but believe me, we've taken plenty of time to figure this out because it's been a question we've asked ourselves many a time. But
Oh,
the
yeah.
payload already moving forward as we go ahead and see Nebula Phoenix making their way towards the choke.
So, Cozy Panda saying that a draw counts as a win for both teams, and that doesn't functionally work out because of a 2-draw scenario.
That is true. Weaver Blade getting the pick onto Krev as the res comes in for Nyakobi. 3 minutes on the clock right now. As they go ahead and hold the choke, Lost Coyotes are going to go ahead and prevent them from moving any further as we now see Spike Mecha trying to work their way into the backline. Puff ends up getting the pick onto Nessington. And I think that's going to go ahead and slow this push.
Yeah, but Nessington's going to come back with the EMP. Puff needs to hide himself away for this next engagement in order to make sure that he can cover his teammates when they are out of their cooldowns because of that EMP. If Nessington manages to catch Puff with this, that could be the fight right there.
That is true, and I guess that makes sense that even if both of them did count as a win, that would essentially mean that the match would be over sooner. Oh! 6-man EMP! Wiverblade with the double, and Sweaty Brawls ends up getting a double as well onto Krev and Anime Thighs. The DMAC comes on to PSN, and Wiverblade gonna take down Puff as the stagger comes in for Spike Mecha onto PSN. That's gonna go ahead and shut down this push for now as the payload rests its weary wheels into objective number 1.
Yeah, and going to this next engagement, Spike Mecha does have the minefield. And the EMP came out in such a way last time that Puff still is holding on to Transcendence, so that should be able to counter the minefield. So Eyeballs will have the Nano Boost, Dash will have the Graviton Surge. We're set up for quite the brawl coming up right now.
That's true. It looks like we see a swap over to a dive composition for the side of Lost Coyotes. It looked like a Nano Barrage looking to come in, ends up getting wasted. Unfortunately, just was not able to get into the right position right there. The Valkyrie ends up getting popped by Yarzik as we see Spike Mecha trying to hold control of the high ground against Anime Thighs and PSN. Puff is finding themselves very low right there, almost taken out of the fight, ends up getting healed up by Krev. As the payload now pushing past the choke point, and it's looking pretty rough for the side of Lost Coyotes right now.
Yeah, and EMP comes out. That's gonna make it worse.
Double! 6-man EMPs as Wiverblade coming out with the barrage, ends up taking Dash out of the fight. Here comes the beat drop and the rally out from Newt and Krev after the EMP wears off, but I don't think it's gonna be enough, and that is going to be, ooh! Whoa, look at that Lucio fly! Well, I've seen a many thing in my time, but I sir had never seen a Lucio fly.
Wiverblade gonna be taken out the fight first by Puff, but the res is there. It's gonna be good. Yarzik making out just barely with his life. And going into this next point, they've sped through second point. They have 4 minutes left to cap the third point right now. Dash has Graviton Search, however, and Tire's coming out.
Here comes the tire. Oh,
That's nothing.
just a little early, ends up getting absorbed by Anime Thigh's shield. The slam comes in from Spike Mecha. Here comes the tackle. Ends up missing, pops him out of the way. The Graviton coming out as Dash takes down Sweaty Brawls. Krev following up onto Nessington. It is now a 4v6 fight as they continue to hold on to the objective. It looks like the Far Mercy combo going to go ahead and move their way out of the objective, trying to get away right now from PSN and Newt, and it will end up being successful, and that's going to go ahead and be a hold. 3 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock.
Of course, Nessington doesn't have EMP in this fight, which means that Well, there's only one ultimate ready on this side of the defense, and that's going to be Puff's Transcendence, which should be capable of countering the Rocket Barrage, but maybe not the Rocket Barrage with the Minefield and the Nano.
Yeah, I think the combination of that may not be...
Puff is dead.
There it comes!
Oh!
Nano Barrage gets the double onto Anime Thighs and to Krev. As the payload moves past the choke point, 2 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock right now. As they move their way into the final resting place, the minefield comes out for the Spike Mecha, looking to try to take up as much room as possible. The tire coming out for Nyakobi, ends up taking down Anime Thighs after the trans runs out. EMP! It's a 4-man! Oh my goodness gracious, great balls of fire! Nyakobi with the concussion mine kill, Whipperblade and Nyakobi just cleaning up the objective right now. The slam coming in from Anime Thighs now on the Hammond. Just trying to hold on as long as possible. Another barrage from Whipperblade. Ends up getting Dash as well as Newt. Diva Bomb in for PSN, but they were too far away from the objective. And that's going to end that push right there. As we see 3-0 right now for the side of Nebula Phoenix, who right now are looking to finalize this final.
Yeah, if they win right now, it would be over, and it's definitely looking like they stand to win at the moment. 2 minutes, 3 seconds is quite the time to overcome on an escort map. And Nebula Phoenix have just been looking really strong in this entire series so far. It does not look good for Lost Coyotes, who might be done a lot sooner than we were anticipating earlier.
Yeah, it's always a hope. We always try to give the underdog a benefit of the doubt, but the way things are looking right now, Nebula Phoenix, as people have been popping in the chat, rising from the ashes right now, coming from not technically even being in the playoffs to now being in the finals for the playoffs, and are getting ready to be our finals champions. I don't know what they turned around, but it is pretty exciting to watch.
It's a pretty good underdog story, but really either team winning would have been that same underdog story with both of them.
Like, we were both kind of sitting here shaking our heads once we realized that both 5th seeds ended up finding their way to the finals. It's like, what?
You say both, but I've been well aware of this for a couple of days now that this was coming up.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying today necessarily, but once it came to the fact that it was going to be them, it was just like, wow, this is incredibly impressive. Well,
now you're being taken out by Puff.
Oh, dang, Puff coming out with that Jonak style right there. The ghost composition versus the bunker right now as they go ahead and move into the choke. It's a 5v6 fight as the hook comes out. We got the immortality field trying to keep the team alive right now. Gonna get taken out by Dash. Here comes the hook and shot. Whipperblade able to take down Dash, but Puff and Krev falling Spike Mecha and Nessington. Anime Thighs able to follow up on Whipperblade as Nyakobi and Puff exchange kills on their own. It is now 3 minutes left on the clock, and it looks like this is going to be a straight push in for the Lost Coyotes. 5 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, going in with that ghost composition. It looks like Nebula Phoenix opting to take the high ground right now with their pharmacy composition. They've made a few swaps. Nyakobi's still sitting on the Widowmaker looking for a flank right now, but Sweaty has moved over to the Ana, and I kind of like this a lot more than the Baptiste. Nia taken out, however.
Woo!
That's gonna make it difficult.
I guess Puff just got really tired of Krev and Dash not doing their job. It's just like, you let me take care of that Widow, all right? I'll take care of it. Either that or Nyakobi just might be a little bit out of position as we see them swap over now to the junk.
He kind of took the entire focus of the entire team, but falling on the objective right now. Anime Thighs.
Oh, the barrage gets absorbed, and Puff just... I just imagine like a Zenyatta puffing its chest right now, because it has been shot after shot for Puff right now.
looks...
Diva, oh, the shield gets right into the shield just a little bit, ends up taking down Naya Kobe. Naya, who has been popping off this entire game this evening, now finding themselves the target of a lot of abuse from the side of Lost Coyotes as they push into objective number 2. 4 minutes on the clock. Not a whole lot of picks going on, but that payload is not being contested right now. 1 meter left, and they're going to go ahead and push in. Here comes the Valk out from Yarzik as the Primal comes out from Spike Mecha. Slam coming in. Anime Thighs looking to clean up his grab, takes down Sweaty Brawls. Graviton holding everyone in place with the Diva Bomb as Dessington takes down Buff. Diva Bomb now from PSN. Ends up getting Spike Mecha in the air as Anime Thighs follows up on Sweaty Brawls and Yarzik and Weatherblade. That's a triple right there, and that's objective 3 with 5 minutes on the clock. Dr. Heathen, what are we seeing here?
Well, we saw Nebula Phoenix come in with about 4 minutes on the clock, so they're only a little bit faster than that, but it's definitely an impressive time. And it just looks like they're on goats. They haven't been... I don't think Lost Coyotes have been on actual goats this whole series, and it looks like it's just paying off really well for them. Hammer down,
Seems
it's gonna
like
whip.
Shatter coming in from Anime Thighs looking to do some cleanup. But now we've got a goat v goat scenario on our hands with Spike Mecha taking down Anime Thighs, ends up getting taken down by Puff in return. Naya Kobe followed up on by Newt as Breath ends up taking down Yarzik. And it looks like the continued push is going to go ahead and clear the objective of all Nebula Phoenix. Lost Coyotes are wolf pack howling that payload right into its final resting spot.
Yeah, going into this next engagement, ult economy is definitely favoring Lost Coyotes at the moment. They have both support ults online. It's going to be very difficult for any kill to come through.
Oh man, Diva Bomb coming in from PSN.
Oh!
Ends up taking down Spike Mecha, just hurt a little too much. Diva, or the B-drop coming in from Newt along with the Trans and Rally. Everything getting thrown out as the Graviton comes in from Naya Kobe. This may be what they need as the B-drop comes in. Anime Thighs following up on Sweaty Brawls now. Graviton from Dash. Anime Thighs swinging that hammer as the Diva Bomb comes down. For Nessington ends up taking down Dash as Spike Mecha gets the tackle onto PSN. And that is going to be a hold of this objective. 3 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock.
I think stacking support ultimates was the only way they lost that fight. And
yeah,
it's
they would
really
have
tragic
staggered
to
them.
see. Yeah, because they didn't have any support ultimate for the Graviton coming afterwards, meaning that they lost some people, which means that they didn't have as much momentum going into their own Graviton. Ah, I hate to see it.
Yeah,
really
but you gotta communicate out that stagger. If you don't, then it's all about who presses Q first, right? And sometimes it's too many people. 2 minutes 50 seconds on the clock. As we see Spike Mecha and Anime Thighs, the Shatter ends up taking down Weatherblade with the rally. As Spike Mecha follows up on Krev, it looks like it's going to be a cleanup of the objective once again. 2 minutes 30 seconds on the clock. Spike Mecha going to get the kill, and D-Mech as Sweaty Brawls returning those balls back to sender. Ends up taking down Pup.
Yeah, and going into this next engagement, it looks like all the momentum that Lost Coyotes used to have has vanished. Nebula Phoenix sitting on 5 ultimates at the moment. It's going to be difficult to push into this right now. Anime Thighs is the farthest away from his ultimate, but outside of that, Lost Coyotes are almost to 5 ultimates themselves if Dash manages to catch up, but it's still going to be super difficult for this Goats v Goats matchup.
It is going to be rough. It depends on how they stagger
the
their
Diva
ult.
Bomb.
Diva Bomb on the high ground, and that slick Q right there. Not a good position to be in. Quiverblade able to take down Anime Thighs, but Newt follows up on Quiverblade. Transcendence ends up getting bumped by Sweaty Brawls, trying to keep everybody in the match for now, or at least be able to retreat, which it looks like they're going to do right there. The tackle comes in from Spike Mecha just to go ahead and return and not get picked, as Nessington getting the double onto Dash and Anime Thighs. The only one left out here nearby is PSN, and that's going to be a DMAC. So more than likely, we're going to see PSN go for that hard reset over the side. Yep, there it goes.
I'm not entirely certain why Lost Coyotes started backing up while they were up one member. Whoever
don't
wins
know.
just making its way back from spawn, but outside of that, it was a 6v5 engagement. A little bit weird to see that. Not entirely certain what they were down or what they were missing to keep that fight going, but definitely concerning because there is 48 seconds left on the clock, and Lost Coyotes need to make it in order to stay in this series.
Yep, they gotta be able to get it in overtime. Or something. 38 seconds on the clock right now. Here comes a shatter.
Shatter's
That's
good.
a quad. Quad shatter. Here comes the follow-up with the rally and the V-drop from Newt and
Ooh,
Kreb.
the E.
Oh, here it comes. Nessington with the Diva Bomb. Ends up taking down Newt. As we saw an Eaton Graviton coming in for Nessington right there. Anime Thighs following up on Spike Mecha, but Wimberblade takes down PSN. Another fat shatter as we see now. Sweaty Brawls coming in with the Transcendence. Now Puff with the Trans as Wimberblade takes down Anime Thighs and the rally and Graviton. Oh, gets eaten. Nessington is hungry. Double Graviton eaten in this fight. As we see another rally coming out now for Wimberblade, ends up taking down Kreb. Nyakobi following up on Dash as Puff takes down Spike Mecha. This may be it. This is the Cinderella story come true. Overtime ticking away right now as Nyakobi gets the D-Mech onto PSN as the kill comes in for Sweaty Brawls. Diva Bomb into the sky as overtime ticks away. And that's it! Nebula Phoenix walks away as our Diamond Platinum Division champions. I'm just waiting for the Diamond match apparently. Wimberblade again with play of the game here at the beginning of their push. So can I just say
Absolutely
that I don't
amazing.
yes, absolutely amazing, but I would give, if I could give my play of the game for that, the 2 back-to-back 6-man EMPs that came out from Nyakobi.
Yeah, Nyakobi.
Like,
Super
wow.
Amazing performance throughout this whole series, opening up on the first map, winning fights effectively on his own back in Busan, if you remember that ages ago. Up to 4-man EMPs twice on Dorado offense. That man was absolutely amazing right now, and that's going to be Nebula Phoenix are our Season 2 Platinum Division champions.
Woo!
Let's
Pat
get
yourselves
excited.
on the back, Nebula Phoenix.
They get the Rose Cup Discord role, I believe, that we have associated with that.
Yep, something like that. It's going to be a little insignia that they'll have next to their name that will essentially identify to everyone that we are the champions, my friend. Dun, dun, dun. And I won't sing anymore for copyright issues. So this was exciting. Let's go ahead and start talking about our players of the match. Dr. Heathen, would you like to start us off?
Hold on, I thought you already went.
What do you mean?
I thought we were talking about Naya.
Oh no, I was just noting that the double 6-man EMPs were like I felt that they were bigger than the actual play of the match right there.
Okay.
Like, obviously, Wimberblade did a great job, but, I mean, 2 6-man EMPs in a row, and then technically would have been a third if they hadn't gotten 2 picks to begin with. Like, every time that EMP came down from Nyakobi, it was on point. And to be honest, I am going to share mine. It is Nyakobi, because exactly everything that you had said, just popping off the entire match from every aspect. Obviously, would not have been able to do it without the help of the team, but just able to pull off an incredible amount of capability this evening, being able to really harness in that DPS energy. And even when they were running, Goad's composition was doing an incredible job holding off the Lost Coyotes. So Nyakobi, you're walking away with my player of the match here in the Platinum Finals. How about you, Dr. Ethan?
Yeah. I want to give some love out to Nessington. The double grab beat at the end was amazing,
Woo-hoo!
catching Newt twice in a row with the Diva Bomb in that last fight.
In the same fight. That was
I'm
crazy.
Still got to give it to Naya. I've been sitting here trying to make an argument to try and give it to Nessington, but I'm still thinking that Naya's going to be my player of the game.
That's all right. Go ahead, blow up the chat, folks, with who you all want to go ahead and give it to Spike Mecha in the chat saying Puff does deserve recognition.
True.
So Puff was insane, and as always, like we always expect some amazing play from Puff for sure. It unfortunately just was not enough to fend off Nebula Phoenix this evening. While we're waiting, if you enjoy everything that you've seen so far, we have 3 matches, and then we are done with Season 2. We are at that point, folks, so we will see the Masters Division tomorrow night, which is Expandable Syndicate versus Scared
Hey,
in
I'll
the
be back for
finals.
that.
You will be back for. Are you set?
I think. Wait,
No,
did you schedule
that's,
someone else?
No, I think that's currently set up for the team of Foot Mob and Toots. Right now, they'll be coming in to
Wow.
cast for that as they have been
That's right.
requested. Lots of love coming in for Puff in the chat. So we'll see the Masters Division tomorrow night, and then Wednesday night will be our finals match between our Diamond Division finals, which is Thanks for Scrims Esports versus the Pachamari Ninjas, and then as a special treat, because Grandmaster Division didn't really get to end up doing their finals, like their playoffs matches, because it was just a little bit of a miscommunication, but essentially everyone just kind of fell to the wayside. And so we had to crown somebody, and it was just pretty much Hardbots who was left for us, but they have agreed to take on the Masters champions later this week. So we're going to see the Grand Master versus Masters match to see which of these two teams are really the top dog, either between the Grand Masters Hardbots or the winner of the Masters finals, which we will find out tomorrow night between Expandable Syndicate and Scared. So a lot of amazing action coming up here at the Rose Cup. Go ahead, smash that follow button at the top of your screen. Even better, smash that subscribe button. $4.99 or Twitch Prime or Amazon Prime subscription will continue to support this amazing community. And honestly, I'm just really excited to see this all go off. This is my first season with the Rose League / Rose Cup. It has been an incredible journey, and I don't know about you, Dr. Heathen, but I am already ready for Season 3. I'm going to take the Well, we're going to take a break, of course. But I'm excited for Season 3. How about that?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Are you excited? All right, there we go.
There's a lot going on.
Oh, there's so many amazing things coming down the bend, folks. So go ahead, stay tuned to the action we've got tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Masters Division Finals between Expandable Syndicate and Scared. That'll be it for us here at the Rose Cup. Want to thank Silent Marine, our producer tonight, doing an amazing job on your role. That's going to be it for us here at the Rose Cup. I'm Captain Jack.
And I've been Heathen.
And we'll catch you all next time.